Why Edward Waters College hired Toriano Morgan as their new head football coach. He's a man with a clear vision and plan, very personable, and a coach who truly cares about his players and their families. Well, tonight in our one-on-one conversation, Coach Morgan discusses why he thinks the Tigers are in the best position they've ever been to win, how he plans to recruit locally, and he introduces you to his family. Why EWC, Coach?
It just, was a very attractive situation. And again, to get me the opportunity to be able to coach college football back in my home state, was a no-brainer for me.
Coach, we'll talk about you being a prime-time player for Dillard High School in just a few minutes. But one thing in past years, I think, that has kind of kept EWC behind, that I think now you no longer have that problem, is your facilities up the park. You now have a new stadium. How will you be using those tools as recruiting tools?
Well, athletes want to know that you care about them, and one way to show them that you care about them is to invest in them. So by investing in the facilities to show that we're not just talking, we're serious about moving into championship caliber football, championship caliber athletics, championship caliber academics. I think that stadium shows the commitment, not just to the present, but to the future. So that's a very, very, very genuine, not even a recruiting tool, but a recruiting fact to help attract, the caliber of student athletes that we're looking for to take Edward Waters athletics to the next level.
Coach, you know what it takes to win better than I would. We all know the backbone of a good, solid program is having the top recruits be a part of your program. You now live in very fertile grounds here on our First Coast. We've got a lot of talent here on our First Coast and across our state. But for some reason, EWC hasn't been able to put it together. What are your plans as far as trying to recruit the local kids here to help turn this program around?
Well, the first thing we've got to do is make ourselves visible. We've got to get out to the local high schools. We've got to firstly build relationships. Recruiting is nothing more than cultivating and sustaining relationships. And we've got to own it, that maybe it's not been what it should have been, but we have to leave the past in the past and just say from this day moving forward, this is what it's going to be. And again, it's not just the talk, but it's the visibility of the high school programs in the First Coast area, seeing that, we're going to be diligent at getting to their spring practice, diligent about giving their student athletes the evaluation that they deserve, hands-on recruiting them. From being able to sustain and deliver camps to where they can come and get evaluated, as well as putting on coaching clinics. So to invite the coaches onto campus so we can impart some knowledge, and then they can see firsthand, what we're doing here.
Where are you guys in evaluating the guys that are currently on your roster?
Right now, we're evaluating every piece of the program to see what, in fact, we can do better. We're not going to come in one day and mysteriously wave a wand and change things and make it, Disney World for that fact. But we're going to continue to stay true to our process and evaluate it. So right now, we're being committed to our off-season conditioning program. We're holding our young men accountable to that. And then that will be the beginning stages of the evaluation process as we move into phase 2 of our program.
Coach, sometimes fans have a hard time with being patient. They want you to be able to wave that magic wand and win instantly. When you sat down with the president of the university, you guys talked about, the building blocks of this thing. How long do you think it will take before EWC will be a consistent winner? We'll be contending every year for that SIAC title.
Well, and these are my exact words, and I will repeat them from the press conference. I am a winner. We are winners here at Edward Waters College. The only reason an individual is afraid to talk about winning is because after you say it and you put it in the atmosphere, there's work that has to be done to come along with it. So with that being said, we're putting together a culture of accountability here, and getting that culture of accountability right off the field is going to translate to victories on the field. We're going to be organized, 4 games. We're going to be conditioned 4 games, and we're going to be schematically sound, and we'll see where that takes us and how quickly that gets us there.
I know you graduated from Dillard, prime time guy. You're married with 1 kid. Just tell me what your family are thinking about, making Jacksonville home and you being that man over at EW.
My son, he is excited. He actually started flag football 3 weeks ago, and he's had some success with it. But after he scores his touchdowns, it's daddy, I want to do this for the Tigers. So he's excited. He sleeps with his Tiger that he named Flash 2.0. I have to put that out there. My wife is equally as excited. So we began the transition. So we're transitioning on our personal side, and we're hitting the ground running on the professional side.
I told you Toriano Morgan was a very personable guy and a guy that you'd like, and his son can ball. The Tigers' first game at the all-new Community Field and Stadium is August 28th at 4 o'clock. Here's a look at their 2021 schedule. Just 1 home game in the month of September against Lane College. But check out that schedule at the end of October. Back-to-back home games. It's going to be a blast over off of Kings Road.